Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Coffee here, and today we're going to learn how to diamond paint. So you just got your first diamond painting and you're a little overwhelmed because I know you looked at those tiny beads and went, oh my gosh, there's so many of them. Don't worry. Deep breath. You got this. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about diamond painting, and if there's anything else that you would like for me to go further in depth into, please let me know, as I'm just going to kind of skate by and we're going to pretty much learn how to diamond paint. Without further ado, you're going to get a toolkit in every kit. Your toolkit's going to pretty much come with the same things. You're going to get a pen, you're going to get a boat, you're going to get a cover minder, some washi tape. The boat's going to have a stopper to it. You're going to get a comfort grip for your drill pen, which the drill pen looks like this. With square kits from this particular company, you're going to get a pair of tweezers. There's your washi tape. Your wax is going to come in this little heart-shaped container. There's your washi tape. There's your drill boat. Baggies. Now the baggies can be used to store some of the drills in. Now this isn't a great idea for like long-term storage, and you might not have enough for all the colors that you have in the kit. It's just something to get you started until you get a different drill setup solution, okay? So instead you have something else to kind of store your drills in, they give you a couple of these baggies, but again, there's never usually enough for all of them. You're also going to get a cover minder, which looks like this. Now this cover minder, I'm going to teach you how to use it and what it's for and how it works in a few minutes. You're also going to get this comfort grip, which just goes onto the drill pin as such, which I'm pretty sure you can probably guess that on your own. And then we have our multi-placers. Now this company, this is Diamond Art Club. They will give you a 4 and a 7 placer with your toolkit. So I'm going to just take that 4 placer and stick it in the back here. And now we have a fully functional drill pin. And that is the contents of your toolkit with this company. Now, whether you get, this is a square kit that we're going to be looking at today, but if you get a round kit, it's going to have all the same things. Maybe the colors are going to be different. Your washi tape is probably going to be a different design, and it will not have tweezers. I'm not sure why they include it with squares and not rounds. That's not my business. I just work here. Let's keep it moving. All right, so that is your toolkit, okay? That's your toolkit. So let's crack open this diamond painting so I can show you how to use it. So this diamond painting is coming to us again from Diamond Art Club. This is Moon Magic. At the time that I'm recording this, this is a newer kit. Like, they literally just saw the unboxing of this a couple of days ago. If you don't believe me, check the eye up there. I'm gonna make sure to put the unboxing in the eye of this video. Now, Moon Magic, this is by an artist named Chrissy Bug. Now, with this company, they pay their artists, which means that any artwork that you see on their website, there's an artist behind it, a real life breathing human, and they pay them for their work. So we appreciate and love all the artists that work with this company because they're one of the best companies in the business. Now, your diamond painting is going to come like this. It's going to come in plastic, and it's just going to say, do what makes you sparkle on it. You're going to crack that open and take it out of the sleeve. Now, of course, you're going to want a big enough area to work with whenever you're diamond painting, because diamond paintings usually aren't super duper small. There are some smaller ones, and they're sometimes bad, sometimes not. It just depends. So we're going to take and open this up. Now, this is a rather large diamond painting, and my desk isn't so super huge here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unravel this to the bottom, and I'm just going to kind of let the other half hang off the bottom of the table over there. And then this is how your stuff is going to come. It's going to come, your drills are going to come in a bag like this. And again, you're going to look at it and freak out. Don't worry, we got you. You're going to have a schematic like this. Now, these all come off of here, and they are to go on to your little container. So whatever little container you decide to kit up in, which means taking the drills and organizing them into a storage solution. So I'm going to show you an example of one of the storage solutions that I like to use. So this is called a Harbor Freight container. If you live in the U.S., you would have heard all about these containers. Harbor Freight containers are like a little storage solution. It holds about 24 of these little tiny little things in it. It snaps really closed really nice. And as you can see, it still already has labels on it, which they come off fairly easily. without leaving residue. Come off fairly easily off of the containers. If they don't, try a little bit of water on it and it should pop right off, because these are easily released off of your containers. So, and plus this is plastic. So there might be more than 24 in there if you're counting them. I'm not counting them. But this is one of my favorite storage solutions to use. If you live in the U.S., they're at the Harbor Freight store, or you can go online and order them. If you don't live in the U.S., there's these other like tack-it little boxes. I'm not 100% sure where to get those though. Anyways, so storage solutions for your diamond paintings. Or you can use baggies. One of my favorite baggies to use are coming from Star Ore. It's another diamond painting company with legally licensed images. They also have a lot of cute little accessories, including their drill bags. Drills, as in, this is what they call the little diamonds. So, I like using their baggies as well because they have 3 little labels, or 3 little slots on them for you to be able to label the bag. And again, Diamond Art Club does provide you with these perforated stickers. Hold on, I got a sticker on my nail. So they do provide you with these perforated stickers that do come off of here so that you can use them on your storage solution or whatever you choose to kit them up in. And so we have our diamond painting. Okay, first thing you're going to want to do, especially if you want this to lay completely flat for you, because as you can see, it's curling up on the sides and stuff. What you can do is roll it over backwards. Don't worry, you're not going to hurt it. They're a lot more sturdy than you think. So you're going to roll it over backwards with the back showing, and you're going to take and roll it. It's okay. You're not going to hurt it. You can do this with double-sided. You can't do this with double-sided adhesives, but you can do it with poured glue. Poured glue meaning that's the method that they use to put the glue onto the diamond painting so that the drills stick to it. So you're just going to hold it like this for about 30 seconds. And then you're just going to release it. And again, because I'm working on my little table here and I don't have the most space, I'm just going to let it hang over the side. If you don't have a lot of space, what you can do is roll it up. And if you have a bobby pin, until you get a different solution for it, if you have a bobby pin, or even use your cover minder to hold it in place. So like if I were to roll this up here, and I don't want it to go anywhere, get yourself a really, really strong magnet, which you can see the one I'm using is trying to take the camera with it. Get yourself a strong magnet. Go on the inside of the canvas and stick it to it, and that will hold your stuff into place until you find a better or different solution to hold that. So like a bobby pin, a cover minder, a chip clip, anything that you can use. And don't worry, you don't want to crease the diamond painting. You just want to hold it in place so that it doesn't roll. And so you notice how it's not rolling out and it's not trying to flatten itself. It's because we have that cover minder holding it closed for us. So we're going to be looking at this particular area right here. Now with Diamond Art Club, they have something that's new that no other company has, which is perforated release papers on their kits. So on each one of their kits, you'll see that you can take the paper very carefully and pull it up. And it will release and open a small section of your diamond painting for you. Now, there are different solutions for this as well. If you don't like that crinkling plastic and you want to use something different, there are other solutions for that. So you have the vinyl solution. So this is coming to us from Kiona BT over at Kiona's Crafty Corner on Etsy. She makes a lot of these vinyl papers. And the vinyl papers, essentially, you just take these and put them on your canvas where you want them. You can use a marker on them or whatever. And I think it's dry erase marker or something. And they should come off, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But you can put these on your canvas and then take and cut around the plastic area. And yes, they go on the plastic, not the glue. You would just cut around it and then release one every time you're done. And it kind of makes its own like little release paper. And you know, kind of like because of the window, how much you have left. So you have the vinyl solution that you can go with. And again, I will link everything that is mentioned down in the description box of this video. So if you are interested in going to check out these small businesses or even Diamond Art Club, you can go check them out. The next type of release paper you can get is ones coming in from Crafts with Crashly. Now, this is a little small plug, as I do art over on Twitch. And so I've partnered with Crafts with Crashly and brought some release paper designs from Crafts with Crashly. Now, these work just like the vinyl does, minus you put this on the glue. So instead of taking the plastic and using that to put the vinyl on, you would pull the plastic up and stick these on the glue part. And don't worry, they do come off very, very easily. Let me show you. They do come off very, very easily. So you can use these release papers on the glue, which is what you're supposed to do, because if you put it on the plastic, it's just going to slide around. So put it on the glue. You can also use parchment paper if this is something that you can't get like as quickly as you would like to, or you're waiting for some to come in. Parchment paper. You're going to go down to your local grocery store, get parchment paper. Please try not to go get cheap parchment paper, as it will tear up your kit. And do not get wax paper, as it also will tear up your kit, and you will be very sad about it. So, things to do, things not to do. So we have the release papers for your diamond painting. So another little tip right there for you. Now, every diamond painting is going to have a few things. It's going to have a schematic somewhere that tells you like what your drills are. Your drills are your diamonds that come with your kit. And then, of course, like your toolkit and all your stuff, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this little section up right here. And it's perforated to the point where it's perforated right here as well. So I'm just going to crease that. And doing that will get it to lay open so that the glue is exposed, okay? So make sure you don't put your hand in it. Now, my big tip for you is, what hand do you use predominantly? Are you left-handed or right-handed? If you're right-handed like I am, you're going to start, well, I would say you would start from the right side. Or I usually start from the bottom right, I start from the bottom right, and the reason for that is because I have a habit of leaning on my canvas. Now, when I lean on my canvas, if I start from the bottom right, I can lean on the drills and not so much the glue, and it's not going to hurt the kit at all. But if I were to have this part exposed and then try to lean on it while I fix something up here, I'm going to get the glue all weird, and I'm going to have to fix it, and nobody wants to do that. So if you're right-handed, I would start from the bottom right. If you're left-handed, I would start from the bottom left. Or you can start from the top left if you're right-handed, or the top right if you're left-handed. Either way, wherever you decide to start, this is essentially how we're going to get started here. And this is a square kit, because squares typically have people very intimidated by diamond painting because they think the shape, it has to be absolutely perfect. I will tell you a couple of tips that I know about squares as we're working on this. So, let's crack this open. So first thing you're going to do is, after you have everything labeled and your drills all taken care of and everything of the sort, you're going to look for your legend. So your legend on your Diamond Art Club is going to be on the bottom right or the top left-hand corner of your kit. So ours, luckily, is right here on the side for us. So it's going to tell us exactly what we need. So what you're going to do is that, if you notice on your canvas, there's a bunch of symbols, and then on the side over here is the legend, okay? This is your legend, and then the symbols on the canvas are going to match the legend. So diamond painting is as simple as taking the legend and going, okay, what symbol is this black circle with the dot? So if we go look, black circle with the dot is number 310. That is a very infamous number. You'll never forget it. Why? Because it's the color black. So we are going to find that color in our drills or in our diamonds. I'm going to take them out of the bag here. We're going to lift you up so you're not so far in my business. And then we're going to look for the color black, which is going to be right here. So 310, okay? Now, you're going to want to get some scissors to cut these apart. Be very careful because they do come apart pretty easily and they can rip the bag open. You don't want to do that. So you're going to get a pair of scissors and you're going to cut the 310 off of here so that it's on its own separate little island. So we're going to take this. I'm just going to cut it right down the middle there. Right down the middle like that. So then we have our bag to itself. And if you haven't kitted up and you're doing one bag at a time for your section, I would highly suggest kitting up, which kitting up just means that you take all the drills and put them into your storage solution, okay? So we have our bag of 310. Let's straighten you out here. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your boat, you're going to get your drill pin, and your wax. You're going to need your wax for this. So you're going to open up your heart-shaped wax here. Now this has 2 things of wax. We only need 1 of them for right now, so we're going to put the other one back in the container. And then you're going to get this heart-shaped plate of wax and your drill pin out. Now, when working with your pin, because you're trying to probably figure out how you're going to get the drills on your pin to put them on your canvas, that's where the wax comes in, okay? So you're going to grab one of your heart-shaped plates of wax. Now, it has a covering on it. So you see how shiny it is? That's because it has a piece of plastic on it. Take that plastic off before you do this, okay? So we're going to take the plastic off. There we go. So it has this clear foam on it, or film on it. So you're going to take that off, and then you're just going to stab the wax. Okay? So see how it has a little hole in it? I would stab it a few times just to make sure that wax is jam-packed in there. If you look at the pen, you can see the wax in there. We're also going to do the same thing to the multi-placer. Don't freak out. I'm going to show you how to use that as well. So we're going to take this multi-placer and stab it in. Wiggle it back and forth. Pull it out. See how there's a hole missing? We're going to do it one more time just to make sure that we got enough wax in there. And then what I'm going to have you do is take your nail and just coast it across the top. Just because it's going to get some excess wax off for you that you don't want on your drills or your diamond painting, okay? So your wax should look just like that in your multi-placer and just like that in your drill pen. You can also take your fingernail to that as well, as you will get a little bit of residue off on that as well. Now that that's filled, I'm going to cover this back up and put it back in the container. So we're just going to put that back in there, and we're going to cover it up with a little cap here. Okay. Next up, we have our drill boat. So this is where we're going to put our drills. So you're going to open up your drill bag. I'm just going to cut a small corner into this one. And we're going to release a couple of the drills into the tray. You don't have to go all crazy with it, just a couple will do. And what I like to do is I like to shake it very gently back and forth. Shaking it back and forth, because there are ridges in the tray, it's going to set those drills up so that they are ready to be used. So you're going to shake it back and forth, and then I tilt it just a little bit and pat it on my hand to get the drills to line up in the tray like that, okay? You'll see why that's important later. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to lift up that plastic. Remember that cover minder? And I told you I was going to show you how to use it. It has multiple uses besides just holding back the diamond painting itself. The cover minder, what you're going to do is you're going to take the magnet off the back. You're going to tuck that underneath your diamond painting. And then the decorative side is going to go on top of the diamond painting. So what is that doing? That's keeping that plastic from flapping back up at us. So in case like there's a fan on or something, you don't want this keep flapping up at you. So you're going to take that plastic and hold it down with the cover minder. Okay. So next, you're going to get your drill pin, which we just filled with fresh wax. And we are working with the color 310. Okay. And so if you remember on our schematic, it showed you that 310 was that dot with the circle, okay? Now, with squares, you're going to just work them like you normally would. Now, there are little lines here, little guidelines, if you look really hard. There are some little guidelines here that tell you where to put your drills, okay? Do you see them? Now, it's okay if your drill does not go perfectly into that square. So you see how it's kind of off there? You can push it into place. But when you first start out, your drills are going to look a little crazy, especially when you're new, okay? Because you don't have the muscle memory of working on one of these yet. So your drills are going to look all kinds of crazy. Don't worry about it. Square drills, this is a little secret for you. Square drills are made to fix themselves. So what's going to happen is the more drills you get on this canvas, they're going to push and slide together like they're supposed to, and they will straighten themselves up. Imagine that. So that is how you place them. So all you have to do is you're going to take your single placer, which this is a single placer, this is a multi-placer. You're going to take your single placer, you're going to touch the top of your drill. And then you're just going to place it on top of the symbol that it belongs to. Now you can take this to move it and kind of mush it around if it's not perfectly on that area that you want it on. But like I said, it will eventually fix itself. You just have to get more drills on your canvas. So if you're like me and it bothers you if they're a little crooked, don't worry. Work a whole section and then you'll see that it'll straighten itself out. Okay. So this is how you single place. You just grab a drill, put it on the symbol, keep it pushing, okay? It's real easy, right? And you do this for the entire diamond painting until it's done. Now, how can you get quicker at this? This is a question I get often, as when I first started diamond painting, I was very, very quick with working on diamond painting. So there's a couple little tips for you. One, make sure your tray is close to the working area. Having it close to it and not so far away is eliminating time that you're doing this. It's also going to help your elbow not get tennis elbow, because that is a thing that can happen with diamond painting. So keep your drill boat close to your working area in whatever area that is that you're working on. 2, the multi-placer. It's very rare that I personally use my single placer. I will use it when I'm doing tutorials. I will use it if there is a lot of confetti in an area. So there's 2 different types of drill areas, okay? There is confetti, where it's a bunch of different symbols all in the same small area. And then there's color blocking. Color blocking is when you have patches of the same color. So like, you see how this is all the same color? That's color blocking. This is color blocking. Now, you have a lot of color blocking confetti in this area, which is big chunks of color, but they do change. So this here, this chunk is one color. This chunk is one color. That chunk is one color. And this chunk is one. That is what color blocking confetti is. It's a bunch of color blocking in confetti form. Anyways, but your multi-placer. This is something that scares a lot of people, but it's something that could actually make your work go so much faster. Okay, so if you are interested in getting through it a little bit faster, but still enjoying the process, try using your multi-placer, okay? It's not for everyone, and that's okay. Not everybody enjoys using a multi-placer. I personally do. So what you're going to do is, this, again, is a 4-placer. So you're going to find a spot in your drill boat that has 4 drills lined up, okay? Hold on, you're leaning on me. You're leaning on me. So you're going to find a spot that has 4 drills right here, right here. You're just going to press it down. See how it picked up those 4 drills? You can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next thing you're going to do is find an area that has 4. Like this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see how it has 4 there? Even if it has more than 4 in that spot, that's where we're putting it. So my method is to take and put that back one on first and then roll it on. Okay? Sometimes it will go down perfectly. Sometimes it won't. If it doesn't, that's fine. Just kind of move it around. Just kind of mush it a little bit. But for the most part, it should go on fine. As soon as you guide that first one down, the other one should follow behind it. Okay, so we're going to grab 4 more. And we're going to place the first one down and roll it out. Now, when you roll it down, it's going to do that. Okay. So instead of placing one by one, you can place multiple at a time, and that's called multi-placing. It's one of my favorite things to do in diamond painting. Again, it's not for everyone. There are a lot of folks that do prefer doing single placing the entire kit. I am a very big person on multi-placing. So again, we're going to pick up 4. Find a spot that has 4, put that first one down, and roll the other ones on there. And when you have your drill boat closer to your work area, it just makes you go so much faster because you're not having to go halfway across the kit with your arm just to get to the area that you're diamond painting on, okay? So this is multi-placing. Now with your multi-placer, you can put down, say with this one, you can put down 3 drills. You can put down 2 drills. You can put down 1 drill. But the max amount that you can put down is 4. Okay? And then again, you just find an area that has 4. Put it down. That's all multi-placing is. It is hard to get the hang of when you first start out because it doesn't go on straight and it's very frustrating because you want it to be perfect. Nothing in this world is perfect. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So even the drills going down perfectly is not a thing that's going to happen. So you might have to mush them around a little bit. And that's okay. Because look at that. We already got that section done by using multi-placing. Okay. We're going to put that down there. We're going to grab 4 more. That one actually picked up 5 because it has an extra one just kind of hanging off for dear life right there. I'm going to grab 2 and I'm going to put them here. And then this is how I just do 1 here, 1 here. Boom. This little section is done. And that's all there is to diamond painting. You just find the symbol that you're working on. Whether you're single placing or multi-placing, keep your boat close to where your drill area is. And then when you're done with your diamond painting, say you have to run off to go make dinner or pick up kids from school or whatnot, remember your cover minder, slide it off. And then you're just going to put this back down. Now, because you have already worked on this section, you're probably worried about it coming back up. If you are, again, your trusty dusty cover minder is going to help you. You're going to put it at the bottom of where the last place that you drilled at. So the diamonds are all right here. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did before with holding it down. So I'm going to put my minder right at the bottom of that to keep anything from being able to lift it up, because the cover minder is in the way. You're not going to have to worry about it coming up anyway because it is partially attached to the glue. So you have your cover paper now covering this, and you can do this with the release papers and the parchment paper as well. You would just put it down on the glue, put the cover minder on it, and that will keep it from lifting up if, say, a breeze were to pass through or whatnot, if you have a fan on or something, or if kids are running by. It'll keep it from lifting up off of the canvas itself, okay? So working with squares is a little bit difficult, like I said. For some folks, they get it right off the bat. My first kit was a square kit, so I don't have a problem with squares, but a lot of people, the biggest problem that they have is keeping them straight. And I can tell you right now, even for someone like me who's been diamond painting for, it'll be 6 years this year, getting them straight when I first started canvas is impossible. Okay, it's impossible. And I tend to not care about my placement as much because I know that later on down the road, it's going to fix itself. So I don't spend a lot of time, like, you know, straightening up my drills or anything, because they will push themselves into place where they're supposed to be. If you do need to push them around, I would suggest using the single placer and not the multi-placer, as these can and do break. I break them often. So you don't want to mush them around too much with your multi-placer. If you do need to move them, please try to move them with your single placer. So we have one here that just kind of hitchhiked the ride. And it's okay that it's right there because there's the symbol right there as well. And we're just going to kind of mush these over. And that's why you want to use this, because that glue on there is very strong. And you don't want to put that much pressure on the plastic, whereas the single placer is a metal tip. So you just keep going until all the color in that section is done, and then you move on to the next color, and so on and so forth. And that's how easy it is to diamond paint. Now, if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns about diamond painting, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get to you whenever I possibly can. I'm usually pretty good at answering my inbox or my messages, so if you have a question, feel free to just leave it down below. I do have another video on how to diamond paint. This is revision of it, so this is kind of like a take 2. Just because there's been so much change over the last few years since the last time I made one of these videos, I decided to do a recap of that one and introduce some of the new stuff, like the cover minders and the perforated release paper from DAC, which this is the first time I'm actually using the perforated release paper, and I actually kind of like it. Like, even without the cover minder on it, it doesn't seem to fly up. Now, I don't have a fan in the current my office, I don't have a fan in my current room that I'm in, so I don't have to worry about weird breezes like taking my stuff away from me. But it seems to stay back when I need it to, which is nice. And this is something that they just newly introduced to their diamond paintings, so it's nice to be able to use it for the first time. So we're just going to push these down to make sure everything's sitting nice and neatly. And again, if everything isn't, just try your looking at your placement, seeing how you're placing the drills, making sure that you're placing them on the symbol correctly. You see how it has that 4 left open? Some people like it when you get real close. So I'm just going to take and put it on there like that. Okay. And again, you would just keep doing that until you have completed all the color in that section, and then you would just move on to the next color. And notice how straight these drills over here are. So you see how straight they are? They fix themselves. Why? Because squares are innate to fix themselves, okay? Because of the shape. When you put one like this and then you put a flat surface up against it, it's going to straighten it out with the more pressure you put onto it. The pressure being adding more drills to that particular area. Now, if you are someone who uses a light pad, I will give you a heads up. You're going to see gaps in your squares and in your rounds, and that is normal and okay. That does not mean you've done something wrong. You're absolutely perfect. You've not done anything wrong. That is something that's supposed to happen. So there is a process with diamond painting, and part of the last process is the curing process. So the curing process for diamond painting is when you get your kit all completed and you go to get it framed or whatnot, in the time that you've completed it or you've rolled it up and put it away or what have you, that glue on your kit is starting to shrink. Why is it doing that? It's curing. It's keeping those drills in place by curing. Some people will seal their diamond paintings. It's not typically necessary. I have diamond paintings from this particular company for like the last 5 years that haven't lost any drills or anything, but some people like to have that as peace of mind. If you would like to seal your diamond painting, I will put a couple of recommendations down in the description box. That description box is going to be your best friend because I'm going to give you my top 5 favorite diamond painting companies, top 5 favorite accessory companies, top 5 budget-friendly companies, because some of the legally licensed artwork companies are a little on the expensive side, and that's because they do pay their artist, and they pay them well. So make sure that they get their check. I will pay the extra bit for making sure that the image I get is not only going to look correctly, is also going to help out an artist. So your description box in this video is going to be your best friend. So check that out for my 5 favorite diamond painting companies, accessories, places to get storage solutions and stuff like that. I'm going to have all of that down in the description box. Now, if there's something in this video that you didn't get to see that you would like for me to cover, please, please, please write that down in the comment section below, and I will do my best to get you a video on whatever topic that is when it comes to diamond painting. Right. But so, we got the diamond painting part down, right? Next up, how do you use the rest of this stuff in the toolkit? You're probably wondering like what the tweezers are for, what's the washi tape for. So let's start with the tweezers, right? So your tweezers, one, they're very sharp. Again, be very careful with these. If you were to make a mistake, say you were to put the wrong color on the wrong symbol, it's okay. It happens to the best of us. We do all kinds of things to these kits. We put paper on them by accident. We spill drills all over it. We put drills in the wrong spot. It happens. That is what it's like to be a diamond painter. You're going to make mistakes. You're human. It's okay. That's what the tweezers are for. So when you make a mistake and you need to pull up drills, okay, you're going to take the tweezers and just gently squeeze it and kind of move it. That will pop the drill off the canvas. so that you can then put it back in your tray. Now, I will give you a heads up. It will make it a little sticky because, of course, it was sitting on the glue. So the bottom of it is going to be a little sticky. It might even clump up with some of the other drills. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So again, you just squeeze it, move it back and forth a little bit, and it should pop right off. Now, you're probably thinking, how does it pop off that easily but stays on the kit? I don't know. It's like magic. So that is what the tweezers are for. When you're not using these tweezers, I cannot stress this enough. Please put the sheath back on them so you don't hurt yourself, or if you have tiny humans like I do, that they don't hurt themselves, okay? Also, keep these out of the reach of small hands because, yeah. So, next up is your washi tape. Now, your washi tape that comes with this may or may not match the kit that you're working on. It's okay. There's a couple of different uses for this washi tape, okay? The first use is to section off your diamond painting. So say you do want to use these release papers, but because they're clear, you can't see where the perforation is on the paper, and you would like to know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to section off the small little section we're working on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the end of the washi tape, which is right here. It's going this way. Going to find the end of that washi tape. I'm going to pull it up here. Now, washi tape isn't typically very sticky, okay? So it's not going to stay on the best, but it's another way to section off so that you can see, especially with the new perforated top cover for their diamond paintings. It's a great way to know where your sections are and how big they are. So what I'm going to do is you can see that little line just a little bit right there of where this paper ends. I'm going to stick this on that line, okay? So come so close, so close. So the line is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this washi tape right on the edge of that line, okay? And it tears super simple. So if you need to tear it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger here and just tear it. My nails aren't sharp, so it just shows you how sharp that paper, or how easy it is to cut it. And then I'm gonna put this on this edge. So right here, I'm gonna smooth it down, take my nail, rip it off, boom. And that will tell you exactly how big that section is of your diamond painting. You can do that with the entire diamond painting, just going through the entire diamond painting and showing where exactly all the release paper is, like where the perforations are in the release paper. It also shows you how big the sections are. So they make it where the sections aren't overwhelming to you, which I do love about these new perforated papers, is that the sections aren't super huge. So it's not going to overwhelm you, especially if it's a kit that's like a landscape that's going to have a lot of confetti in it. They give you these smaller, like almost like, what is it, like maybe 3x3 sections to work with, so that you're not getting overwhelmed, especially as a new diamond painter. If you are trying to get into this craft, the last thing you want is for it to be stressful. This should be stress relieving, not stressful. Remember that. So again, we're going to take and put some washi tape right here because I can kind of see the line with my naked eye. You probably can't see it up there. And then I can see the little cut in the paper right there. Can you see it? So we're going to section that part off as well. Put it right on the edge there. The reason, of course, you're putting it on the edge is so that when you use the other side of that release paper, that washi tape is just kind of resting on there. There we go. So then if I wanted to pull up this side, it's going to tell me where that release paper is. It's going to open up that small section, and I still have this side over here that I can then again very carefully open it up. I would take your nail if it's giving you any trouble, because you got to be real careful and take it real easy when you're doing this, because this is just plastic. It's a little bit thicker, but it is still plastic, and it can and will rip really easily. So a message from Dawn Foley, if you will. Dawn Foley is a avid diamond painter, a beautiful, beautiful person in the community. And so what she said about was to take your nail and just kind of guide it so that it doesn't rip the plastic, which is a great idea when you're working with these, so that it's not going to like rip in half or anything like that. But that's one use of the washi tape that comes with your diamond painting. The other use is, so we're going to put that up there. Every once in a while, not a whole lot, there's going to be like a little lip of glue that overlaps at the bottom here, okay? Or if you want to just make sure your edges are straight with your diamond painting, you're going to take your washi tape and you're just going to put it on that edge. So you're just going to line it up, put it on that edge, smooth it out. And that'll make sure that this bottom row comes out super duper straight at the bottom, because you don't want it to go past that washi tape area, because you know that that is the area that's where the canvas starts at. So this is another way to straighten up those drills and to make sure that the drills are super duper straight whenever you're working with them. So that's 2 uses for your washi tape. And that's also showing you how to fix an oopsie daisy on your kit. So if you have an oopsie daisy, grab your handy dandy tweezers and you're just going to wiggle it back and forth and it'll pop right off. So again, wiggle it back and forth, it'll pop right off. If you have to do that with a bunch of them, there's no easy way to do it. So say you did an entire section in the wrong color. There's no easy way to get all those off. I wouldn't suggest taking anything and scraping it off, because you're also going to ruin the glue, okay? And we don't want to do that. So you're just being patient. One by one, taking them off is how you're going to get those accidents off of there. Real quick, I forgot to add this in, so it's going to kind of be slid in there real slick-like. So when you're diamond painting and you're using that multi-placer, you're going to want to make sure, if you want the multi-placing to look natural, like you did place it one by one, you're going to want to make sure to go in the same direction, okay? So if you're multi-placing and you're going horizontal, stay horizontal all throughout. If you're doing vertical, stay vertical all throughout. The reason for this is because there is a little bit of a lip on your multi-placer. It will create just a small little gap whenever you place your drills down. It's okay, it happens. I explain gaps later in the video. But what's going to happen is if you go more than one direction, it's going to leave a little bit of a gap and show you where you placed your drills at. And that's not what you want at all. So you're going to want to stick to drill or to multi-placing in one singular direction. So again, if you're going vertical, stay vertical. If you're doing it horizontal, stay horizontal, because you want those drills to not have the little gap in it. They will look perfectly fine if you do them all in the same direction. Whereas if you change directions, you will notice a little gap in the drills, and it essentially is a tell sign that you've changed directions of what way you're going. So you might have to adjust and wiggle them around a little bit just to get them to look correct, or to get rid of the gap that it does make. But doing it all in the same direction will just ensure that you don't have to worry about that little gap appearing. So I thought I would add that in real quick, which is probably why it looks like I've gotten a lot further since the last time you saw me. So we're going to go back to the original thought of the video. I think that's it for me today. I think you've gotten the hang of diamond painting. If you've watched it to this point, kudos to you, and thank you so much. If you could, please possibly share this with a friend that might be interested in diamond painting as well, as we want to grow this community to be a healthy, thriving community. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends. And with that said, I must now bid you adieu. But not before reminding you that it's hard out here in these crafty streets. Please stay safe and always remember to be kind to others, because you never know what somebody else is going through. Be courteous because it's the right thing to do, and always stay cool. And whether I see you in YouTube land or I see you on Twitch, either way, I'll see you when I see you. Bye, guys.